XRP Army, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mark, and let's get into some exciting historical data. Okay. And this is something where we're going to talk post presidential election, and we're going to talk about a very much huge range of gains that could be had with XRP. I'm going to break that all down for you guys. This is a big window. I'm going to share with you guys what these numbers are and the historical data that lies within. Let's dive into the charts, though, and talk some XRP as the crypto market is absolutely booming. And before we do, make sure you guys all like, comment, and subscribe. If you've watched my stuff before and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing down below. We do talk XRP basically every single day. Welcome back to the channel. If you are a returning subscriber, I appreciate you all, and let's get down into it. All right. So this is a day where we look at Bitcoin, and the big storyline here is if we dive into the chart. And before we get down into it, I do want to preface this all by saying none of this is financial advice, just my thoughts reflecting my holdings and the market as it stands today. Always be sure to do your own research and due diligence, okay? But Bitcoin almost up 10% on the day. Now, why is that important? Well, I mean, name me an asset where you've seen a $1.72 trillion asset go up almost 10% in just a single day. Then that's unheard of. And as we keep pushing all-time high after all-time high, Bitcoin now at almost 87,000, okay, it's teetering on that level. We need to talk about how this relates to XRP. Well, XRP just got passed by a Dogecoin, and that has been an incredible storyline, up 22.4% on the day for them. But XRP, not too shabby either. Okay, 4.3%. They're at 61.40 currently on the charts, and it's been a great week. All right, you can't deny a 21.2% gain, and that's something as an XRP holder, if you've been around for quite some time, we need to celebrate these wins. Okay. And that's what we're here to talk about. But we also need to revisit the past a little bit, because right now this historical data is hinting at a huge price gain that we may have following the historical data within the presidential election here in the United States. Now, this is where we have repeated a pattern of repetitive symmetrical triangle breakouts. All right, after presidential elections, that's what we've had. If we look into kind of the charts, you can see from a correlation here, okay, in a tendency where XRP has had massive upsurges that have immediately following the election. Now, one thing to kind of preface this all by saying and talk about it before we get down into the numbers is it's kind of interesting because the Harris campaign was a benefactor of an incredible donation by Ripple, and that's where, albeit they did kind of congratulate Donald Trump in winning. It's something where XRP, it was kind of interesting because they definitely do benefit immensely if the SEC kind of lawsuit and all that that manhunt kind of goes unmanned, so to speak, where that just all seemingly comes to a halt. Okay. So that was something that I feel like is very noteworthy to see how that kind of plays out. But right now, within these symmetrical triangles, historically that we've seen, okay, this played out in 2016 and in 2020, okay? Now, historically, after that 2016 election, the November 8th XRP price dipped for about 4 months. And then in 2017, by March, had an explosive breakout. Okay, that's when XRP went up 60,000%, reaching an all-time high of $3.31. Now, in 2020, after Donald Trump conceded the election to then Joe Biden, that's where we had a November 3rd election, sparking a massive XRP rally where we went up 177% just in 1 month, okay, before having that sharp correction in December, which I'm sure you could predate that to having some implications with what was going on in the courthouse as well. Now, this downturn that we've seen, okay, that was, like we said, it had to do with the lawsuit. And now that was where we had a 70% fall off since that shock, all right, and that setback. But XRP rebounded to hit a $1.96 price tag, which was a rally exceeding over 700%. Now, in 2024, we concluded the election, okay, on November 5th, and that is where Donald Trump, albeit very much a pro-crypto advocate, shifting the market sentiment a little bit in favor of crypto. All right, we've already had proponents such as BitBoy, right? We talked about that a little bit in a previous video and how he was essentially shilling XRP, believing that XRP could benefit from the forthcoming administration. Now, this is something where we look into Mickey Bull and the analysts within crypto that is expecting this historical pattern to unfold once more, that they're on the brink of another breakout. And this is something, as we've seen the recent 22+% gain in November. Okay. But if you look at the charts and you really put it all together, it has been a slow and steady uptrend. Okay. And I'm going to share with you guys right now something that I've been showing in all of my XRP videos. And today is like the perfect day to talk about it because it really does, I think, represent where we are at right here, right now. Now, if you're looking at this, and these are 4-hour candles, so it's going to be a little bit skewed. So I'm going to have to make this a daily candle to show you guys kind of the whole picture. Now, this blue trend line that I've drawn, this is dating back to May 2022. We've been slowly and steadily on an upward climb, okay? And it's not something where you're going to feel it in your pockets. You're not going to see this, explosion in a one-day time frame. But on these daily candles, we have been considerably going up, slow and surely, okay? Now, these teal circles that I've drawn are basically times where we did wick down and we've bounced off of this trend line. And accompanying that with my trading indicator, you can see that momentum up shortly formed thereafter. Now, we did get this again right here, and this is what we came here to talk about. Okay, I drew this circle here because we went below this blue line, and that's when I said, okay, XRP never really hangs out for all too long below that blue line, and that was at around 50 cents, a little bit under 50 cents, where we did wick below. And since then, we have flashed momentum up right at this blue trend line, and then have since recovered and started back into this kind of consolidation zone right here, leading us to the upper tier of it at 61 cents. Now, why this is important? Well, here we are above the blue line, above the SMAs, all of them, 200, 150, 150, and the 20. Okay. And that's kind of where we can look at this as possibly being the next breakout pattern to be seen. Now, if you want to zoom this down, you can see kind of where we're at currently. It's pretty much at the midpoint of all the local highs. Okay. It's not at that level where we were pushing $1 back here in the July month. Okay. But we did it here in July, once again in November, and then again in March of 2024. So over the better part of a full 365-day year, we are pushing these highs, and it's not as intense, but this is something that leads me to believe that 73 cents for XRP right now in the short term is very much in the cards, especially if we continue these bullish days. Now, to kind of go back to the argument where the presidential election could be the catalyst for this, Mickey Bull is looking for that historical pattern to happen once again. It's kind of confirmed by this November gain of 22+%. And now as XRP trades above 60 cents, this is something where if you look at XRP in the history repeating itself, we did see 700%. And then once again, we saw a 60,000% back in 2016. Okay. So to put that in perspective, essentially, according to Mickey Bull in that price prediction, XRP could find itself settling within, if the historical trend does repeat, okay, within the presidential election, we would see a result leaving the price of XRP in that $4.89, even as high as $367. Now, quite frankly, with crypto, anything's possible. I'm probably going to exclude at 367. Let's just keep it a little bit more so structured to reality. We're still in the courthouse. There's still Gensler. There's still the SEC manhunt. We're not fully out of the woods yet, but all signs are pointing to potentially just rebounding from that whole narrative. And I do think that, getting above $1 is definitely in the cards. And quite frankly, I would not disagree with the $4.89. I just want to see this play out for longer than just 1 week in time. Okay. But I'm very much optimistic. Okay. And that's kind of where you look at XRP doing more so. This is probably more so in the range of what I'm expecting, a 1 to 5x following the election. And that would, look into that price range and target of $1.22 upwards to that the upper tier of being $3.67. So I kind of agree with all this. Let me know down below in the comments. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think we do see a little repetition here following the election and we do get into that zone? For me, guys, I'm kind of on board with it. So I want to see what your guys, what your guys' thoughts are. Let me know down below in the comments. As always, I appreciate you guys watching me here. If you haven't done so, be sure to subscribe before leaving this video. Also, give me a follow on X if you have not already done that as well. At @tcryptomark, we do post stuff there and videos and just breakdowns and a lot of graphics on X. If you haven't done so, please do. But I appreciate you guys watching. Always remember to do your own research and due diligence, as crypto is very much a volatile sport. I like to say that because you just never know. Nobody has that crystal ball. And if anybody does tell you that they do have it and they can predict the future, well, they shouldn't be trading crypto. They should be playing the lottery. So that's where I stand on all that. Appreciate you watching once more, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.